Alright, what's going on, you guys? This is Kevin, Full Metal Ginger, and yeah, man, we got another CD update to do for you today. Pretty much everything in here is going to be 2020 releases. I've got a list somewhere around here written down with all the new material I still need to cover, and it's getting pretty long. So it's kind of like, you know, I really need to knock a big chunk out of this. And on top of that, I've still got some stuff pre-ordered that haven't came in yet, so it's, yeah, this was kind of a necessary thing, but I mean, you know, it's new stuff. Who doesn't like talking about new stuff? So I've got about 7 CDs in here, and then got a few bonus CDs I wanted to talk about just because I haven't gotten around to it yet, and should be fun. So most of the stuff in here, I think everyone's heard about at least by now, or saw someone cover it. But there may be 1 or 2 in here that might be off your radar, so that's cool. Hopefully you'll find something that you like. That's kind of what I'm here for. Hopefully turn you on to some new music. So yeah, I guess that's about all I got to talk about. We'll go ahead and get started. So our soundtrack today is I don't know, Grab, whatever. This is the Plague album. I think it's the only full length they ever put out, and it's one of the projects from Nicholas from Dotsford and Nadarath. I think he just does vocals on here. Yeah, and he's got another guy doing all the guitar and drums. I think that's the only other instruments they have. I'm pretty sure I picked this up when Hell's Headbangers did that $1 CD sale, and this is one of the few I think I knew about. It was like, well, I gotta at least get that. But I mean, most of what I picked out of that stash was crap. I got a few good ones. I think I picked up like, I don't know, 20 or so that I'll never get around to talking about it. Most of it was garbage, but I mean, there's a few in here, and this is one that's, it's all right. It's not too bad. But you know, it's like I haven't even really listened to it much yet, so I was like, yeah, we're gonna have to play that one day. So here we are. Alright, some new albums. Like I said, hopefully there'll be 1 or 2 in here that you'll find interesting, and yeah, we'll jump into it. This first one is one of the best albums I've heard in a long time. It's one of the best albums to come out this year, bar none. And there's been a lot of killers this year, but this one has absolutely blown me away, and every time I listen to it, I find something new. This is a Finnish black metal band. I'm going to try my best to pronounce it. I will butcher it, and then we can just all move on. This is the new one from Havukruunu, or Havukruunu, I don't know how you say it. There's a link below. You can look and read it for yourself. The name of this album is the title track, or the first track right here, so I don't know, syömein, sota, yeah, that's horrible. Anyway, it's like a, this is their 3rd full length overall. It's like a folk, paganish sort of black metal. But I mean, there's a lot of styles mixed in here. I mean, it's a phenomenal freaking record, dude. One of the best, easily, extremely well written, well performed. The folk parts are very majestic, but there's also a lot of epic parts that absolutely blow me away. Beautiful rhythms, the leads are breathtaking, very tasteful solos. It's almost a perfect black metal record, in my opinion. They don't have that raw quality like I like to hear in a lot of black metal, but it's got everything else going with it. So, I mean, unless you're just one of those people that just, I only like this, you're probably going to love this record, honestly. And these dudes they're one of those bands that it's really refreshing to hear people like this who can actually consistently outdo their previous record, who aren't stagnant, who really go out there and try to go out of their way to perform and try to be better and, you know, progress as musicians. And these dudes have always done it, man. And maybe it's just because it's new, but I mean, so I may be kind of, you know, yeah, it's still early, but I mean, everything I've heard from them has topped the last record. And back in 2015 when they put out their debut, I was over the moon for that record. I'm not going to try to pronounce that one either because I probably butcher it. But yeah, man, if you haven't heard this band, you really need to go check them out. I would say just start with the first record and then move on up. But this one is absolutely phenomenal. I don't even know what else to say about this. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous album. Naturmacht Records put this one out. Yeah, I mean, what else can you say? Just like I was saying, pretty much, for me at least, the perfect black metal record. So there you go. Alright, this one, I know pretty much everyone has been ranting and raving about this one, and for good reason. I mean, this is a disgustingly good death metal album. Oh, shit. This is the new one, actually the debut, I think, from Leprophiliac with Necrosis. This is a Spanish death metal band. I said it was their debut, right? I hope I did. Yeah, but pure swamp-ass tunes, man. Really filthy and excruciatingly heavy. Very reminiscent of, like, definitely Autopsy, but you can maybe throw a Sphinx in there as well. Something like that, maybe Grave. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of times when I'm describing these bands, and I'm trying to, you know, give you an idea of what they sound like, a lot of times it is kind of a direct rip-off, and you definitely hear it in these dudes, but at the same time, it does feel pretty original. And, I mean, I don't really know why that is. It's kind of hard to explain, but I mean, I guess it's the riffs. I mean, it sound like Autopsy riffs, but then they don't, and it kind of, it's just like they put their own take to it, like I say about everything else. But yeah, man, it's just really sadistic riffs. That, I mean, they're pretty simple, but they'll be stuck in your head all day long. I think for me, what really sets it apart is the dual vocals, and they're both kind of gurgly. This is a two-man project, by the way, so one dude is really, really deep with his gurgles, the other guy's a little bit higher up, so when they come together, it just sounds even more disgusting, and for me, it really sets it apart from a lot of their contemporaries who were playing this type of death metal. Yeah, man, it's largely basic stuff, but this absolutely kills. So don't miss out on this one. If you haven't heard it yet, definitely check it out. Links below, as always. I'm pretty sure I got mine through Rotted Life Records. I don't know if they have more available. I know last time I checked, Nuclear War Now had the tape, Headsplit had the tape, and maybe Caligari. I might be wrong about that one. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong about that one. But definitely Headsplit and Nuclear War Now at least have the tape. You check Rotted Life, see if this is available, but you need to have this. You need to pick this one up. This is, again, one of the better ones from this year. It's been talked about for good reason, so there you go. Oh, man, and another one of my favorites. I mean, this whole stack has just been loaded with brilliant music right here. This is a 4-track EP from a LA band. This is Visceral Mass, their self-titled debut. Absolutely repulsively heavy LA death metal, man. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's just absolutely devastating mid-tempo stuff. And it's one of those albums that never really get out of that second gear. It moves up into it and it just kind of stays there. But, you know, that's okay. You know, the riffs are very consistently good. I mean, it's just easy to get into this. It's easy to headbang to it. Riffs with just that super gnarly guitar tone. And, again, like the Leprophiliac, it's ultimately pretty simple material, but it's stuff that just really grabs you by the balls and just never lets go. And it's one of those that I've been meaning to talk about since it came out. I think I might have pre-ordered this, actually. And kind of what sucks about it is the band is, as last I heard, is currently on hold. I guess one of the guys left or decided they didn't want to do it anymore. And that's kind of a bummer because this is almost just like a tease. You know, you're going to give me this and then there's going to be nothing else. So hopefully everything gets resolved and they can keep making music because, yeah, this is some of the gnarliest, sickest death metal to come out this year. And that's, you know, we're talking about freaking Fluids, Disembowel, Leprophiliac. I mean, this really, really stood out for me. And given how simple it is, I mean, the cover art especially, that's what drew me in to begin with. But, I mean, the music has to be there when you listen to it, and it's absolutely there. So, yeah, hopefully there's going to be more to come. But at least we got this, and it's just really, really good stuff. So, check it out. All right, this one might be one that's maybe out of your radar or off your radar. But for me, it was one of those that I kind of noticed that I got this through Rotted Life also. I was like, oh, let's check this out. And it was like, wow, I wasn't expecting to hear that. This is also another debut. This is Funeralopolis with Of Deceit and Utter Madness. This is a Swiss death doom band. I forget where exactly in Switzerland, but I know they're from Switzerland. This came out on Memento Mori. I don't think it's been out all that long, honestly, but yeah, this is a very pleasant surprise, actually. I guess I would liken this to, again, Asphyx and maybe Cerebral Rot came together. I don't know, man. I guess take the more straightforward approach of a band like Asphyx with a little bit more doom elements into it, and then have them play in with you know, that really swampy, repugnant Pacific Northwest guitar tone that's been very prevalent lately. Stuff like, you know, like I was saying, Cerebral Rot, Fetid, Witch Vomit, things like that. And that sounds like it would be kind of off-putting, but it's done really, really well. You got all the tremolo stuff like you would have in a cerebral rot record, but then it's more slower toned. You know, kind of pitches up and down, and then kind of stays in that slower pace a lot of times. But I mean, it's got a lot of ebb and flow to it, so it's never boring. It's never repetitive. It's just a really good album. I mean, I wouldn't say it's just mind blowing by any stretch of the imagination, but it's just a very well done album. And it's when I came across this band, I was like, damn, this is pretty good. And I really need to go back and backtrack and pick up their their demo, their EP. And I want to say they have a couple compilations that are kind of, they might have some live tracks on those, and then pretty much the first two releases on those comps. So, I mean, but yeah, this is really good stuff. I highly encourage you to check this one out also. That's pretty much all I got to say about that, I guess. So, there you go. Alright, this one I know everyone's talked about, so I probably won't spend too much time on it. This is the new one from absolute New York death metal legends. This is Incantation-Sect of Vile Divinities. Damn, their 12th full length. That's crazy. And this is another one that I was pleasantly surprised with. I mean, it's Incantation. It's not like it's going to be bad. It's not going to be horrible. I was kind of expecting it to be good, but I was when I finally picked this one up and pressed play on it, I was like, wow, this is really damn good. I mean, you know, you expect it to be at a certain level, but it kind of caught me off guard at being that good, honestly. Yeah, very catchy material, but it still never loses that classic incantation, abrasion, and, you know, ferociousness. And, yeah, it's just great to see these old bands still kicking out really good material. Very diverse material, I might add. Yeah, flows very well. And if I don't drop the CD, got a lot of flow to it, top-notch stuff. I mean, you know, I still prefer the classic, you know, early days of this band, but this honestly is probably one of my favorites over the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years or so. And it's not knocking any of their more recent stuff, but I mean, this one has just really stood out to me for whatever reason. I mean, Dirges of Elysium was really good also, but I don't know, there's something, maybe it's just where it's new, and this is just kind of catching me off guard because I wasn't expecting it to be at this level. I mean, for me, they really, I thought they exceeded expectations on this album. So there's that. Alright, I think we got a couple more, at least for 2020. This one. This is another one that when I picked this one up, it was like, wow, this is really good stuff. Very odd stuff. I think this is the third full length from this band. This is Valdrin. I know it's going to be kind of hard to see with all the glare. Sorry about that. This is Effigy of Nightmares. It's black metal from, I think, Cincinnati, or somewhere in there anyway. Their third full length, if I didn't say that already. Absolutely brilliant melodic music on here, man, but it's also very harsh. It's very apocalyptic sounding. This is a really difficult one to explain. I mean, you've got a lot of melody, you've got a lot of, you know, really beautiful rhythms, but everything sounds like it's out of time. It's very abrasive. It's very, I don't even know what the word is. It always feels like it's about to fall off the rails, honestly. You know, it's that very, what's that band? Nah, I mean, I can't even really, you know, put this one into perspective and kind of like give you an apt description of this. It's really hard to put it in words. But it's basically really good melodic black metal with a very hellish vibe. Harmonious, but it still feels like it's going to fall apart at any time. It's really kind of like an inner conflict, and it's always going on. This is probably one of those ones you're just going to have to check out and hear for yourself. I mean, there's a lot going on with this record, and it's very well written, very well composed. These guys are phenomenal musicians, and yeah, this is another one that's just easily one of the top albums of the year for me. Calling it right now. This is a absolute brilliant album. So yeah, definitely give this one a listen for yourself. Let me know how you feel about it. I know it's dark, it's hard to tell, but yeah, this is a great album. So don't miss out on it. Alright, this is not technically 2020, but this is a compilation that came out this year, so I figured I'd throw this one in here as well. This is a combination of, I want to say, this band's first two demos, one from 2009, I think, and the other one from 2012. This is Mortuous, Among the Lost, and Mors Immortalis. Like I was saying, it's their first two demos, and it's just pretty much this band. If you haven't heard this band, they're pretty much playing the same style of you know, like Fetid or Witch Vomit. Very heavy down-tuned guitars, lots of tremolo riffs, double bass, gurgle vocals, that kind of thing. I mean, this is actually ridiculously good, I think. You know, a lot of these bands can kind of come across as, okay, well, I've heard that, now I've heard that in that song, and this is kind of repeating that. These guys actually do a good job of trying to be fairly diverse and really kind of, again, ebbing and flowing, trying to give you a little bit of everything and not, you know, completely hammer the same riff over your head again and again. It's weird. Some of this stuff, it really works. Some things it don't. But this one is a really good compilation. Good place to start. And I don't know why I don't have their full length. It's just kind of weird being, you know, as big of a fan of this newer death metal that I am. So that's a pretty strange thing. I don't know if I showed you. I don't think there's much anything in the booklet. Yes, you got song lyrics and things like that, but you got some nice band photos in here. There's that, and yeah, so there you go. If you're a fan of, you know, like I was saying, Fetid or Witch Vomit or maybe even Torture Rack, things like that, this would probably be right up your alley. I didn't even put it in here the right way. It's one of those weird books, also, that, you know, it goes like this, but I mean, they have to put it in sideways. It's the only way that it fits, so I might have to fix that later. Anyway, there's Mortuous. Really good compilation, honestly. If you haven't checked it out, do so. I might have picked it up on Nuclear War Now, so I needed to start leaving the links to some of these sites. But yeah, that's all the 2020 stuff I have. I've got another pretty classic album and some live records, so if you want to stick around and check that out, be my guest. Alright. This one's just one I wanted to show this just because I was like, I can't believe I haven't talked about this one yet. This is a phenomenal record. I'm sure most everyone's going to agree to that. This is the debut from Disgorge, from Mexico, that Disgorge. Chronic Corpora Infest. Damn, I mean, brutal death grindcore gods, in my opinion. Just sickening, extreme tunes, man. Absolutely relentless stuff. Pure, sloppy, but, you know, still precise attack. That's what I always loved about these albums, and these guys in particular, is how they can sound so, it's that dichotomy of sounding so disgustingly sloppy but also razor sharp at the same time. And I guess, again, the gurgly vocals is really what does it for me. What, you know, gives us an extra punch to it, and just gives this band a presentation that, and an edge, honestly, that few others have ever really replicated. Still need their... See, I've got this one, I've got Forensic. I know there's a couple more that I just never got around to for whatever reason, but yeah, I don't know why I haven't shown this one yet. It's kind of odd. But yeah, I wanted to put this one on here. It's just an amazing record. I'm sure everyone is pretty well familiar with this one by now, so need not say more, honestly. But yeah, killer stuff. What else is there to say? Alright, we're going to finish this up with a couple of live albums. They're bootlegs. It's kind of unfortunate because I really want to give this band my support because I absolutely love these guys. One of the bands that, with their, especially their DIY ethos, have always inspired me. And I love their music anyway, so it's kind of like I'll grab anything I can from this band. I don't care what it is. So we've got a couple live albums from Sadistic Intent. We've got Malignant Spirits and Mass for the Tortured Souls. What's cool about these, honestly, is you kind of get the best of both worlds. So with Malignant Spirits, it feels more like an actual live show. You've got a lot of crowd noise. The sound is not great. It's not terrible, but I mean, it's typical what you'd expect from a bootleg live recording anyway. Where Mass of the Tortured Souls is a little bit more polished. The crowd noise is almost non-existent. I mean, you can hear it, but it sounds like the crowd is a long ways back from the stage. So this one's recorded a little better. It's got a little more songs. No, this one has more songs. So this one's recorded a little bit better, but this one has more songs, more crowd noise, feels more live. So that's what I really liked about having both of these, is you kind of get the best of both worlds. So you can kind of do one or the other, or pick, or just kind of, you know, this is what I like, or, you know what I'm saying. It's just kind of you get what you get. So the first one, Malignant Spirits, was recorded, I think, in 2013. Yeah, in Downey, California, which is where their record shop is. Nice art there. And the unfortunate thing about these is I really want to give these guys my money and really help them out. I recently tried to order some stuff from Rick, and he was very, very helpful, actually, from the Dark Realm Records, the shop, and I'd emailed him. He said that they had one shirt left of the Resurrection EP, and I wanted it really bad, and he's like, well, you actually got back to me, this other guy didn't, so I'm going to send this one to you. And I was like, that's so freaking cool, these guys. And I mean, they're super nice guys, they play really good music, and it's just, I feel like I should help them out. And I mean, it's just unfortunate because I love this band so much, and I have maybe one official release out of, I think, maybe 4 different Sadistic Intent releases I have. Yeah, 3 of them are freaking bootlegs. So, but anyway, yeah, this one is a little bit more raw. It's a little bit, but it feels a little bit more real. So, if that's more up your alley, you'd probably definitely dig this one. So this one's from a few years later. I think in 2017. I'll have to open it to look. But like I was saying, this one's got a little bit more polished on it. Everything sounds a little better. The bass is not really there, so I don't want to say that stuff feels a little flat, but I mean, it being a live recording, and especially a bootleg, I'm not going to knock it too much. Yeah, this is from October of 2017, and the booklet's done a lot better on this one than Malignant Spirits. So, but yeah, I mean, basically the same set list. I mean, there's some that come in and some that aren't around. I know Malignant Spirits at the time might have been it says on here it was an unreleased song previously, which I don't remember, but I mean they're playing it on this one as well. So I mean, whoever did these, especially this one, really good artwork on this, and I've rather enjoyed going back and listening to them. But yeah, I mean, bands like Nunslaughter, Sadistic Intent, things like that. These are always the really lo-fi, very DIY type of bands that have always inspired me to make my own music, which I may or may not get around to someday. But yeah, just can't say enough good things about Sadistic Intent. One of my favorites ever. And honestly, they don't get the recognition they deserve. And I don't know if it's where they never put out a full length or what it is, but that's stupid. Because these guys deserve all the praise they've ever gotten and much, much more. So, my hat's off to you. Alright, so that went by rather quickly. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I know I've got plenty of tapes to talk about, and I've got another one coming in. I've got some vinyl coming in. I've got some that are already here that I need to talk about, so it could be a plethora of anything. But, yeah, we're getting towards the end of the year, trying to get these new releases knocked out and get the end of the year list started. So that's kind of where we're at right now. That's basically all I got for you. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check the links below. Check out all these bands. You follow me on Facebook and Instagram if you want. Subscribe while you're here. I'd really appreciate that. And we'll see you next time.